Anime. What is it? Does it do... I don't got nothing. Okay.
What is anime?
What is anime? It's explosions. Something, pay ADV for our new TV service that will go out of business in 2 years. What is anime?
I'm Tristan.
I'm Miles.
I'm Geoff.
Anime is totally not kid stuff.
Right, that's it.
Well, no, because it's like anime is like motorcycles, girls in bikinis. You know,
there was that one, and then there was like the one with like the South Park graphics and stuff, where it's like, you're not watching anime, you're a total pussy, and you should die. Anime News Network,
of course,
or not Anime News Network, just Anime Network.
Different company.
Anime News Network should have a TV channel, though.
They should. Well, you are part of it, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, they have a YouTube channel, which is. If they have a YouTube channel, then I have a TV channel. Or if that counts as a TV channel, then we're both TV stars.
Yeah.
Correct, actually. So, yes.
Trivia question. Who was the first one of the three of us to appear on television?
You?
I think so.
Probably, yeah, you. Yeah.
I was interviewed by my local television station when I was 19 years old for a smoking ban on college campuses.
That'll do it.
I don't remember being on TV earlier. That doesn't mean it hasn't happened.
Yeah, been on public access cable a couple times for anime stuff. Would like to do that again. Love public access TV.
You can probably find me in the background of some footage of the Vancouver riots. I don't know. I was walking home from school.
You were walking home from school, had the Molotov cocktail just coincidentally. It was not related to the event at hand.
Yeah, it was just a school project.
Yeah, no, he just happened to have like a bottle of alcohol. Oh, and this is just his handkerchief. Like, what are you talking about? Oh, he didn't want to lose the handkerchief, so we put it in the bottle. It's perfect.
And then it was a little chilly, so I lit it on fire.
So our podcast is about trying to find the best anime of all time. We do a pretty good job of that most weeks. This week, Tristan has nominated Uma Musume, what's the full title again?
Beginning of a New Era.
Beginning of a New Era.
Not Road to the Top, not Season 1, 2, 3, not Cinderella Grey, though that might be another day.
Cinderella Grey will probably be another day. I still gotta finish the first season and in time for the new one.
Yeah.
You have no time. You have negative time.
Yeah, and I gotta fly back to Japan in 15 days. So
cool.
Just going to be watching the entire new anime season.
By the way, I will be in Japan basically once you get there. I'm going to be there like the moment you're done getting settled. So
oh hell yeah, let's go do karaoke.
I would like that very much.
I can do that whole rap now.
Do I have to train for our karaoke session this time?
Yes.
I mean, I've been alone in a house all summer with nothing to do but like practice anime songs.
The last time we went to karaoke, I felt like I was the only one there that couldn't properly do a song in Japanese. That will not be the case next time.
Well, next time my rendition of Tobey Gundam is going to make y'all cry.
And my Bing Sake will make you cry.
If we're doing Tobey Gundam, chances are, Geoff, all of us are going to be singing in unison. You may have the mic, but we will all be singing.
Hell yeah, I hope so. Also, my Sonochi no Sadame.
Oh, yeah. Well, we did reasonably well with Sonochi no Sadame last time around. I just think that maybe you had the best bearings on the full version. I was great for just the parts that were in the actual TV size opening. I was good for that one.
No, you should hear me do the long JoJo at the end now.
Very long JoJo at the end.
Yeah, I've been working on my rock screams.
I think I would have done that better when we did it, if not for the fact that like I was stuffed down with like allergies and I had like almost no voice by like halfway through our karaoke session. And yet, you were magnificent, fantastic, magnificent. Don't remember a thing.
Danger Zone. In Phantom, you were good in Phantom.
No, Chloe was good in Phantom. She's not here to be embarrassed, but that's fine. She'll listen to this later when he does a producer pass. But no, Chloe was great in Phantom. I was okay by comparison.
Bonus episode? Listen to...
episode, we just set up a camera when we next do karaoke together.
If you want to ever see anything of us from karaoke, you either have to get really good at Googling on LinkedIn, which is annoying to say, or
that's only for you.
Or you have to pay us, like, we're going to make a tier of membership just for this.
No,
just so everyone knows it's off the table unless we have someone crazy enough to do this. $500 a month, then you can join us for karaoke. How's that?
Excellent idea.
We will make so much money with the one person who would agree to do that.
Well, we'll spend half of it flying them out to Japan and you. So,
what do you mean half of it? $500 wouldn't get even one of us to Japan.
No, it's $500 a month, and they
for a year.
Oh,
yeah.
$500 a month, and then they come down the one time in the year. Yeah, okay, that could work.
The math works out then. So, what's our question of the week?
Alex Otto on the qftbpod.gmail.com. No, at gmail.com.
At gmail.com.
Asks, every good three-person party on a quest is split between a warrior, rogue, and a mage. Which one of you is which on this quest? And don't pick all mage. Thank you, Alex Otto.
I mean, as a longtime player of Final Fantasy XIV, up until I stopped caring, I maxed out everything. I am comfortable in every role.
Red mage ass, motherfucker.
Oh, red mage is preferred. If I'm allowed red mage, even though like when I was doing static content and like endgame content, red mage was not the pick to make at the time. Everybody wanted me to do my tried and true summoner, which I did do for 2 expansions, so fine. That's cool. But yeah, no, I was summoner scholar, I was paladin, I literally leveled up everything.
But in comparison to us, it's about in the context of the three of us.
In which case you two pick 2, I get the third, whichever it is. I'll warrior it up, I'll sneaky mage it, or sneaky rogue it, and then I'll blasty mage it. I don't care.
If someone saw the three of us, they would immediately assume Geoff's the warrior, which I think is his third of 3 that for accuracy.
Yeah, no, that's like that's my last pick.
Yeah.
It's
like
just
in your
based
heart,
on the
you're
height.
A rogue.
It's just the height.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, in my heart, I am specifically a compensated anarchist. You get that reference if you read good books, Tristan.
Everyone take a drink. That's a Dungeon Crawler reference. Just for those of you who are maybe an episode or 2 behind.
Why do you think I took a drink?
Well, I have to tell that some people are audio only, Tristan. Those are the heroes. I love all the people who got called out for being in the car for a recent episode, for the Cobra episode.
Oh, I didn't check the comments on that. Were people actually in the car?
Yeah. They're like, I looked for cops the moment you said that. Got him.
We love you, audio-only listeners. You guys are great. Also, check for cops right now.
Yeah, check for cops. Your registration out of date? Make sure that sticker's new.
but yeah, I think rogue is what I normally gravitate toward whenever I'm playing a game. When I played Avowed, I ended up being like a spell rogue, but mostly rogue. Like I had an alternate spellcaster gun mode, and then my main mode of attack was just stab, stab, stab. Just melt them by clicking as fast as possible.
Backstab bonus, sneak attack, go. Love it.
Plus, like, I feel like, at least out of the 3 of us, I'm the one doing any charisma checks.
I mean, I can do a good bluff check.
I just think you are the most rogue-ish.
If we lock that down for rogue, I think Miles is a mage. I think between mage and warrior, I think you're more of the mage. You're the one that literally spent last weekend going and doing magic. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
I can't, but I don't know. I don't necessarily think of myself as a mage. And between you and me, you seem much more mage-ish.
I don't know about that.
You think he seems more warrior-ish between the 2 of us?
Yeah, Tristan's definitely the most stubborn of the 3 of us.
Oh, yeah, sure.
If any of us was going to hold the front line as a tank, Tristan. Like, no offense, Miles, but you would fold.
I don't know about that. I don't agree with that. I've been in these circumstances before, not life or death, but you know.
You strike me as the kind of guy who would prefer to be sitting back, planning the perfect like fireball placement, the perfect lightning bolt, trying to time things out to like manage the battlefield.
I mean, I like to think of myself like that, but I don't know how much I actually behave in that fashion.
I know that I do behave in that fashion, but I also know I suck under pressure like that and would 9 times out of 10. Yeah, I want to plan this intricate thing involving fireballs and lightning bolts and what have you, but at the end of the day, I just cast sword.
Yeah. Tristan is a warrior at heart.
It's half of the red mage anyway.
Geoff's the rogue, I'm the mage, Tristan's the warrior.
Warrior.
And, you know, like, if you think about it, the fact people would think that I am the warrior makes me the best rogue. Because they won't expect me to do sneaky backstabby stuff to them.
It's true.
Even though they will see me coming, they won't see me coming.
You don't see me coming. Dun, 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 dun,
the old John Cena move.
If I stand perfectly still, I'm invisible.
Where'd Tristan go?
Precisely.
I don't think there's any larger philosophical thing going on there, but like...
Yeah, and there's not a... I don't think we have much debate on it, really.
No, we're not fighting over a role, which is good.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. In video games, I never stay this... I always do something different, right? Like, I'm extremely inconsistent. Like, some people are like, I always play a girl because I like to look at a girl's butt. I'm like, I love it when there's a random button in a character generator and I just do the first one that doesn't look weird.
Yeah, that's fun.
Sometimes it takes a while, but yeah.
You must really like Zoom beanies as a kid.
Yes, but that's more the mage loving the numbers and the like da-da-da-da-da and all the different categorizations.
The fact that you get like a bunch of little random dudes and you're like, I bet you like mentally assigned little personalities to them based on whether they had springs for feet or the ponytail or whatever.
Oh, don't you know it? Got way too emotionally invested in those little dudes. I wonder. I think my oldest would probably be around the right age to start playing that game. That'd be fun.
Yeah, you should definitely get them on Zoom beanies. That's some good logic training.
He's been playing Toy Story 3 because it's on PS Plus.
Oh, like the sandbox game?
I mean, it's more like just a platformer.
Oh, right. Wait, no. I'm thinking of Cars, the Cars 2 game, which is like...
The one that spoiled the movie before it came out? Because it came out like a week or two earlier?
Yeah, possibly. But more importantly, the one that's Grand Theft Auto for kids.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. Yeah.
Yeah. There were some pretty good Xbox 360 era Disney games. And speaking of games...
That's right. Our side quest today is a continuation of our... whatever do we call it? The
taste test.
Taste
test that I completed a couple weeks back. Now it's your turn.
So we're going to go through an updated version of my top 10 favorite video games, and you guys are going to judge me for them.
Harshly. Probably not all that harshly, honestly.
Too harshly. Yeah.
And we'll let Tristan do it next time we get around to this. But one thing we like to do as a podcast on our quest for the best is finding the best of everything. Video games are an easy topic for us because it is something we all do way more than we should based off of our life choices and availability. And yet. So
I'm just keeping up with my degree or whatever.
You don't see me in like walking the fields, doing agriculture, doing commodity trading. How much gold do you think I own?
Got wood for sheep?
Don't jinx it, man.
I got sheep.
With the way the economy going.
So, Miles.
I'm going to start from the bottom, as Geoff did. And I'm going to preempt my list by saying, I have very good taste in things, but I am, you're going to be able to guess basically my age from this list. And also, you're going to accuse me of recency bias. And that is deeply unfair and inaccurate. And the reason
true.
No, actually, I'm pretty good about that. So, like, my favorites lists don't change very much, but when they do, they change quickly. Like, I don't need. when I watch something or play something or read something, I can digest it pretty quickly. This year I've read like 25 books, and none of them are like my favorite books of all time, right? Like not even one of them. No matter how much like I get like emotionally invested in like Dungeon Crawler Carl, it's not like up there with like Dostoevsky for me. It's fine. It's hard to compare those two things, by the way.
It is up there with Dostoevsky. I mean, yeah, I say that. I haven't actually read Dostoevsky, but
done a couple good things.
I should give them a shot at some point.
And this is why you're the mage.
Dude, seriously, Brothers Karamazov is extremely good. And bleak. What's not bleak, though, is my number 10 pick, Blueprints.
Recency bias.
So this is what I mean.
This is why you preempted it. This is why you preempted it. Because you're starting with this.
If I put FTL there, right, in terms of like my like darling indie roguelike that like does the thing, like the super satisfying game loop that makes me want to keep coming back, then you all would cry foul. Or none of you would cry foul. But
yeah, I would not cry foul if you put FTL in the 10 slot. Not at all.
Well, no, but people will cry foul about Blueprints. But I will say that Blueprints is a better game than FTL. And the biggest reason for that is it is way more balanced and play tested. I know people do complain a lot about Blueprints like being like RNG, but I have found that not to be the case because I am like really good at cheating the system, like, you know, going to the conservatory and like changing the rarity of all my stuff. Like, I am very close to getting all the trophies in that game. I still haven't like finished all the last things, but like I've done like the cursed run and the dare run and all that stuff.
The thing with Blueprints though is that even in a bad RNG run, you can still get stuff done. If you get a bad RNG run, it's not even a bad RNG run in FTL. You just need a good RNG in order to win.
Well, to have a chance.
Yeah, you could have neutral RNG and maybe get to the end, but good luck winning.
Like FTL, I wouldn't even put it like top 5 roguelikes, and I like it. You know, like
it's really good. I like that I can put it on an iPad.
Yeah, like I understand specifically why Miles would have a passion for it because it's the Star Trek roguelike.
Yeah,
like it's very good too. Yeah,
but like you know, I'm thinking in terms of like Balatro, Slay the Spire, and I would consider Blueprints in the at least in the top 5. Like it was extremely fun playing that with you guys and like going back and forth on all of the stuff we were discovering. I have taken a break from it, but like I kind of want to go back. It was also a really good like mental exercise to do one run and then sit down and write for a little while because I was like taking notes. It would get my brain going, and then you know I'd be like right in the headspace to sit down and get some shit done. But you know, Blueprints is a great game. Like it is. I will not fault you for that. I think like the narrative design is brilliant. Honestly, like the amount of deep lore that is just hidden underneath a deceptively simple game. And
I also like how the lore is injected in ways that you actually want to interact with it. Like there's a lot of lore in like Fallout, but I'm not going to read all of the terminal logs and stuff in Fallout, which is like where 90% of the lore is. I'm not going to do that because it's boring. But Blueprints makes it interesting because 9 times out of 10, it's part of a puzzle. And you need to know it.
Well, and even if it's not part of a puzzle, there'll be like some kind of joke if you go in looking for puzzle clues that like, you know, there's some kind of satisfying reward for reading closer as opposed to just like, I am collecting more lore to make the world a little more immersive or whatever.
And there's so much personality to the lore too. Like you do get a pretty strong sense of so many different characters. And like I'm playing Cyberpunk right now. That's what I've been like, the video game I'm in the middle of. And I can't tell you how like the whole game feels about as shallow as someone watched an AMV of Ghost in the Shell and said, I want to make that a video game. Right? Like I'm not on the DLC yet, but I'm almost done with the main story of the main game. And it's just like, I liked some of the characters. I like a lot of the writing.
You should go into the DLC before you finish the main.
I haven't. Okay, I'll do that next time.
Oh, well, I mean, if you haven't gotten to Dogtown yet, then... Or like if you haven't gotten to Pacifica, then
yeah, you know, he needs to do Pacifica first. or at least the first part of Pacifica.
That's not even halfway through the game then.
Yeah. No, Pacifica's about halfway.
Yeah, Pacifica would be. What I'm saying is Miles isn't halfway through.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I've done everything on the map.
Then yeah, you should have got a Songbird. I think Songbird talks to you for the DLC.
Yeah, no, Songbird only once you do the quest with the Voodoo Boys.
That was a long time ago.
Then you should have already gotten it.
Well, I haven't bought the DLC, so that's probably why.
You haven't bought the DLC?
No. I thought I was going to do that after the main game. Yeah, no.
Miles, I told you that it's an incomplete game without all of the stuff that's in there.
Yeah, I'm feeling that right now.
Yeah, like you should. I told you you had to.
I was going to. I just was going to do the main game first and then do the DLC. I thought that was the normal progression.
It's designed so that you do the DLC in the middle of the main game.
Great. Well,
so what's your number 9?
My number 9 is Elden Ring. I don't really think there's that much to be said about this one. It actually is the first Souls-like I've beaten.
Fair.
But that's
it's
only
the first
because
Souls-like I almost beat.
I didn't really play any of the other ones very much, to be fair, and that's not because of lack of interest.
Because I liked Bloodborne a lot. I think we've talked about this before, so I won't get into it too much. But Bloodborne was the one that I played the most because I just like the world, especially over Dark Souls 1, 2, 3.
Bloodborne I played a lot of. I never quite finished it, but I got pretty far. Sekiro is the only one that I've fully finished. But because Sekiro is the only one I've fully finished, I am pretty confident I can beat all the other ones if I sit down for it. Elden Ring's designed to be the most finishable of all of them.
So the way I like to play video games, I love to do things in the wrong order. I love going to places where the enemies are stronger than they're supposed to be. I love doing things in reverse order. Even when I was 9 years old playing Ocarina of Time for the first time, I purposely tried to figure out how I could do the temples in the wrong order as much as possible.
And you can, to a point.
Yeah, I did 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, basically, for when you're an adult. So I really enjoy the flexibility and freedom that a game like Elden Ring provides. I really like the different play styles, and I really find the combat compelling. But most of all, I love open world places where I feel like there's value in exploring, and I get that from Elden Ring.
Yeah.
And there's no game that does that experience in a arcade style way nearly that good. So,
yeah.
Arcade style.
Yeah, where it feels like a video game. If video gamey, there's never a break between me realizing I'm playing a video game, whereas in even Legend of Zelda, I just kind of can get caught up in the moment.
See, that's really interesting. That's a very interesting way of looking at Elden Ring to me. Because to me, I feel like Elden Ring is one of the most way more immersive than, say, Skyrim or similar games. Because in Elden Ring, every single thing that you do to pursue mechanical power also ties into the various magic systems and the deep lore, right? So as you try to become more powerful as a mage, you naturally get drawn into Rani's quest line if you want to advance your moonlight sorceries, or if you're messing with blood magic, then or not blood magic, if you're messing with the frenzied flame, then you're going to end up with the other fingers, volcano man. There's all of these different interconnected magic systems, and they've taken all of the different mechanics from all of the other games that they've built in this same style and combined them together, and all of them tie to the lore. It's just the experience of playing Elden Ring and the experience of being in the Elden Ring world are so intertwined. I see it as far the opposite of an arcade style experience as you can get.
So the reason why I view it as an arcade style experience is I can never take my mind off the game mechanics and what I'm inputting into the controller. no matter how natural I feel I am with a certain weapon set or style, I always have to be 1000% cognizant of the fact that I am playing a video game or I die immediately.
Okay.
And so for me, that to me is like the arcade experience, both like metaphorically and literally. Like, do you have to put in another quarter like style, but also just like here's challenge, do challenge, get points from challenge. Like I feel like it's got all these layers of like gloss over it that are really quite well done that make it immersive from that perspective. But I feel like it's a super immersive arcade style game in the way I play it and the way I understand it. Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. Now, this is very interesting because this is like the worst selling Fire Emblem game to ever exist. This is the Wii U exclusive one.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, because Path of Radiance was great. We like Ike. We do like Ike. And I'm, just to clarify, I am not a furry. Not that they're in number 2, there's no issue if I was. But I just really enjoy this world of characters. I felt like this world was extremely well developed. And I loved all the shenanigans in the game, like where you're fighting 2 different parts of a battle at 2 different stages in the game. Like it felt like the most grand and epic version of this kind of game I've ever played. Now, to be fair, I have not played Three Houses, which everyone says is unequivocally the best Fire Emblem, but I have played Awakening, which everyone said was the best Fire Emblem when that one came out.
Before that, yeah.
And I played Awakening, and I'm like, this is incredible. I love this game. It still does not beat Radiant Dawn for me. So I'm going to wee like an ambulance at number 8. And then number 7, recency bias, it's Pikmin 4.
I mean, that's pretty valid. If you like Pikmin, I have heard that 4 is the best one.
It is just the best Pikmin. Now, it's really hard to not have 1 or 2 as my favorite, or 3, honestly. All 3 of them have extremely good arguments to be my favorite Pikmin, but 4 is my favorite because it is the best of all of them and has the most game to play, too.
Fair. And the nicest graphics, which does make like a pretty big difference in that like macro world aesthetic, you know?
I mean, I feel like 2 really pushed the GameCube little disc pretty far. You could tell they were limited, and you could tell they could not get the vibes they wanted to. I mean, honestly, 3 would be my favorite if it didn't feel like I played the whole game and I'm like, oh, so now I've done the tutorials. Now the game starts, right? Yeah, a little frustrating. Next up is Metal Gear Solid 3.
The correct choice.
This used to be 2, but then I finally played 3.
And it changed your life forever?
No.
Personally, I don't know if I would put Metal Gear Solid 2 over Metal Gear Solid 1, but that's because I just don't like Raiden. Personally?
Well, no, 2 is the single most forward-thinking piece of media of that entire decade.
Well, there's that, yes.
You agree with not killing elected officials who are openly corrupt. We should spare them because they're on our side now. There's some mixed messages at the end there. I definitely fell asleep the first time I played 2 watching the like final cutscene. I fell asleep. It's like a 2-hour cutscene.
It is really long, and it's short as far as the entire Metal Gear series goes, which is crazy. Like, man, the full longer than feature length final cutscene of 4.
4 was already basically a movie.
No, when I first finished 4, we had to go to like Christmas dinner at my aunt and uncle's place, and I had to pause the final cutscene in the middle of the final cutscene, come back, and there was still an entire movie's worth of cutscene.
But that's where you're the shirtless grandpas fighting on the rooftop, right? Like that's the best.
Yeah, no, I think you can make a solid case for any of the mainline.
All 5 plus Peace Walker.
I would say Peace Walker you can make a case for. You can't make a case for 5 being the best. No.
100%.
It's completely unfinished.
It's got the best gameplay.
Yeah, it's got the best gameplay and no ending. It's just not a finished game.
Kojima wasn't allowed to finish it. It doesn't count.
Ground Zeroes alone, right?
Oh, Ground Zeroes is great. Yeah.
Could be the best game on its own of the franchise if you wanted to be generous to it.
Like, I honestly, even considering everything, I think, if we're talking about how impressive and fun the simulation is to play around with, then 3 is much more impressive just because, like, A, because it's running on the PS2, but B, just because the gameplay that you can do with the simulation is so much more fun, right? Like it's these tight, focused levels, and like, yeah, the part of me that really likes, messing around in a sandbox loves 5, but 5 is not the peak. Yeah, it's 3. It's 3.
Well, I mean, I agree with you, but I am a 5 defender.
I'm a 5 defender too, but like, I will defend 5 as like better than 1. I will defend, like,
Tristan's like, what's going on here?
I mean, I can't go into this conversation because I haven't played 5. Like, at all. So and that's not a knock against 1 either. Like, 1's one of the most groundbreaking video games ever made.
When I played 3 recently, one of the greatest things about it was the first thing I wanted to do the moment I finished playing it was play it again. Like, and I never feel that way with really any piece of media because there's so much stuff I want to do and so much stuff I want to experience in the world. Like, I will replay games occasionally. It's pretty rare. I will rewatch movies though, and like TV shows. It's, again, pretty rare unless it's Star Trek. Or like classic Mission Impossible, which I've been rewatching again lately for like the 4th time.
Nice.
But like I don't know, the gameplay is so tight, the world is so evocative, and every level design feels like it's so thoughtful in a way that like I've watched GDC conferences about like talks about level design, and everything they say just makes me think back to Metal Gear Solid every time.
Yeah, no, MGS3, like, the reason that I think it's superior to 5 is because, like, 5 has a really good sandbox, right? It's a very well designed sandbox. I will not knock it for its design, but 3 is kind of the end point of the Japanese box garden style design of Metal Gear maps, where like each map is a specific self-contained little ecosystem that's meant to like express the idea of a Russian forest, and like has very intricate storytelling woven throughout. It's like I'm prototyping in everything. I'm prototyping the entire game in Lego era Kojima, as opposed to the game being too big to really be held in one person's imagination that way, right? Like, there's so many maps in MGS3 that just stick in my mind, like that hill with all the bunkers on it, Groznygrad, the ladder. The ladder. I mean, it's so sad that so many people just use the gimmick to skip the end fight a lot of the time, just because it's like, it's so funny watching the old man just die.
It is, but also it is legitimately the most difficult fight in the game,
and one of the absolute best boss fights ever made.
It is, but it is also one of the most difficult fights in the game.
But the arena is so cool, like there's so many like little tricks to it, and like all the different rat runs that he can take and that you can take, and you have to think about the sight lines. It's just like, yeah, MGS3 is basically perfect. And I also think that like MGS4 has like really, really great and memorable level design too, but like it gets far enough away from the little self-contained box garden thing that it
4 gets underrated a lot, I think, because it has some of the better boss battles in the entire franchise. And also, I do think the game both rewards and valorizes you a bit more for playing peaceful. And the challenges you can impose on yourself in that game are really fun. So, like, I think, again, the whole franchise, but I got to move on. Let's get to the top 5. Number 5. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
So why Tears of the Kingdom over Breath of the Wild? Because normally those are the two that are compared. Yes, you can compare it against a lot of other Zelda games, but it's like those are the two because they're technically sequels.
They're so close. They're so close. Zelda is pretty much my favorite video game franchise. I always have a good time with Zelda. The only one I haven't beat is A Link to the Past, ironically. Like, I even beat the NES ones.
You have beat the NES ones?
Yeah, they were really annoying.
Yeah, especially Zelda 2. I hate Zelda 2 with a burning passion. Zelda 1's not bad. I like Zelda 1, but Zelda 2, though, I hate Zelda 2.
Zelda 2, I had to have a guide up to help me with it, and I don't like doing that. That's not how I like to play video games.
Zelda 2 is a real bitch of a game. Yeah. And it sucks because that, like, top-down plus side-scrolling...
Really cool.
Yeah. I wish there were more games that did that. It's basically just that and then Adventure Time, Hey Ice King, Why'd You Steal Our Garbage for the Nintendo DS. Those are the only two games I can think of that combine that.
I mean, technically Mario Brothers 3, but the world map doesn't necessarily count.
Yeah, I mean, no, that's more just like a fancy
stage select. Yeah. So yes, Miles?
Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are about equal for me. Okay. Where I say that I'm giving Tears of the Kingdom an edge is... The best part of Breath of the Wild is the sensation of exploration. Yeah. If you haven't played it and then you see a dragon, it is one of the most unbelievable gaming experiences you'll ever have, right? Like,
I remember
and
that.
I'm only even saying it on the podcast because it's been 12 years at this point, right? Like,
God, there's so many just great little secrets buried in Breath of the Wild world.
Everywhere.
That the Lord of the Mountain.
Wasn't Breath of the Wild the reason, and maybe I'm wrong with this, there was a game that caused like the speedrunning community to be like, hey, for 100%, you don't have to do it in one sitting. We don't want you to kill yourself. You don't have to do it in one sitting. You can pause the game, but you also pause your timer, and you can come back, get some sleep, and then you can keep going. I know the Breath of the Wild is one of them. I'm not sure if it was the first, but it would not surprise me because of just how much stuff is in there for a 100% run.
I feel like Mario Odyssey would also have to be one of those.
Possibly. Mario Odyssey's got a lot of crap in it.
Not only does Mario Odyssey have like 500 moons that you have to collect before you finish the game, but then it repopulates every map with new moons that you have to go through and get again. It's just a nightmare for completionists. Anyway, so Miles. Yeah. So your defense of why Tears of the Kingdom is better.
So Breath of the Wild, like, pioneered everything. It should get a lot of the credit for making the perfect Hyrule that, like, unfortunately, Tears of the Kingdom basically just reused. The
problem made it 3 times as big, so that's still...
Sure, and I do like that part of it, but I think it just doesn't have the issues with it that Breath of the Wild has. So one of my favorite parts of Zelda games is dungeons, and the dungeons in Breath of the Wild, I hated. I thought they were so boring.
And tacked on.
And like so poorly designed. And yeah, they felt like...
What am I going to get this time? You drop down to a giant square room and you're like, oh, this again.
The only like really good one I felt was the bird.
Even then, man, I don't know.
I know. Like I'm just saying, like,
I did the bird last, so I can't really comment on it. It was far too easy if you do it last.
Yeah, no, for sure. It just has some interesting puzzles to it, and I like the story to get up to there and everything.
And that one had the best story, but that was also another problem, which is Breath of the Wild didn't have much in terms of story. It felt like everything was like a little too abbreviated for a game that's like 100 hours. Only spending like 4 of it in a story quest felt shallow and surface level, and the fact that all the characters are dead also, like, metaphorically I like it, but it did not do much for me in terms of like...
Well, I mean, that's what I really love about Breath of the Wild's story is that so much of it's post hoc, and like it just leaves you free to sort of explore this broken world yourself, right? It's as close as any Zelda game's ever gotten to that original NES Zelda.
But what I like is having a story that I'm able to live and breathe in that kind of game. Like, I get what you're saying. Like, it is like cool. And I think it's like really interesting. It's just not terribly engaging. And I feel like, again, these are all things I think Tears of the Kingdom just did much better. The boss battles in Tears of the Kingdom are much more interesting. Like, there's no interest. It's all Ganon in Breath of the Wild. So really, it's just what improvements did Tears of the Kingdom make on Breath of the Wild? it makes it into a superior game. I'm about indifferent on the building stuff versus magnets. I like both.
Yeah, I mean, the building stuff is cool. There's like a lot of really cool stuff in Tears of the Kingdom. But like, I fell off Tears of the Kingdom before I finished it. And like, I 100%ed Breath of the Wild. And maybe 100%ing Breath of the Wild is why I didn't finish Tears of the Kingdom, just because it's a little repetitive. But, you know, it had been a bunch of years. And like, I feel like if I went back and replayed Breath of the Wild, I would maybe I'd still enjoy it more. There's a lot of really, really cool moments in Tears of the Kingdom, right? Like the first time you take on a Gleeok, right? You know, the big multi-headed dragons. Those are super cool, right? To me, nothing really touches the time that there's that like one tower in central Hyrule that like you walk across a long bridge to get to it. Mm-hmm. And like there's just a single Lynel waiting in there. And that Lynel can show up before Lynels spawn anywhere else. Or like anywhere else that you can get to easily. Like it's one of the first places you're going to find a Lynel. And I remember like walking in there, getting absolutely stomped and being like, this is old school Zelda, right? This is like the classic. And you know, like Tears of the Kingdom has a lot of really cool things. I like being able to build your own little homestead and have that little town that you're interacting with is cool, but it kind of feels like they're trying to, in this new mode, this new Breath of the Wild mode, get back to what they had with Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, Majora's Mask, the more scripted, dungeon-oriented Zelda, the Link to the Past style of Zelda, which like seems very similar. Like if you put Link to the Past and NES Zelda side by side, they seem very similar, but they're diametrically opposed in terms of the experience that you're having. One of them's like a guided narrative tour with like a lot of very bespoke challenges. And the other one is a big puzzle box of mysteries that you will be given no clues to. You just got to drop a bomb next to some walls and just like see if something happens sometimes, right? Sometimes there can be something magical hiding behind anything. And Tears of the Kingdom kind of compromises on that to bring in those good dungeons and those good story moments that you were talking about. And to me, it feels like a compromise between Breath of the Wild style Zelda, classic NES style Zelda, and Link to the Past style Zelda that isn't quite as good as either one. Like I would hold up
best of both worlds, peanut butter and chocolate.
I think it's Majora's Mask and Breath of the Wild are the two best examples of the different styles. Or maybe Link's Awakening is better than Majora's Mask slightly.
I will say Eventide Island is my favorite part of both games in the first one. Yeah. I feel like there are plenty of things that are almost that good in Tears of the Kingdom, and so I just enjoy the average case better. But they are very close to me, to be clear.
I respect the choice. Just to me, I still like Tears of the Kingdom, right? I loved Breath of the Wild, and I loved Majora's Mask, and I love, Tears of the Kingdom isn't my favorite Zelda, but I get why it's yours.
It's not. Next on my list, number 4, Baten Kaitos Origins. So Baten Kaitos Origins is the sequel to Baten Kaitos Eternal Wings of the Lost Sunshine or something like that. No, Eternal Wings of the Lost Ocean, excuse me.
Lost Ocean, yes.
The GameCube, and Baten Kaitos Origins is saying, what if Baten Kaitos, but an even better battle system and a slightly worse
I mean, you can
theme.
only go up after the first one. As someone who played the first one and not Origins, you can only go up. I get why you like it, though, because you're very into the deck building.
Well, I've been like I playing the first one on the HD collection on my Steam Deck, and like it's definitely a good battle system, Tristan. I don't know why you're
a hater
at it.
Maybe it's because never enjoyed hard, yes, but like there are levels of difficulty that I can get enjoyment out of and ones that I can't, and Bait & Kados is definitely one that I just could not gather enjoyment out of it, no matter how much I tried to figure it out and find a way to make it work to a state that I could actually have fun with, and I wasn't able to do that.
So it's really hard to not look at this as nostalgia, because this is like the JRPG that just kind of resonated with me most when I was a teenager. But I have gone back and played them, and I do need to play the new versions of the games. And one thing that I can never get away from is how incredibly fun the battle system is. I like you make your decks for each of your characters. Well, in the first one you did, in the second one you have a shared deck, and you draw cards and play them. Like it's basically like, what if your menu in an RPG was shuffled up all together, and you had to just like in a quick, like you have a timer for each of your turns to just get the cards you want to play out based on a bunch of rules. It is so intense. It is so much fun, and the smallest battles feel like they're like intellectually stimulating for you, and also, yeah, scare you.
I mean, the thing is, like, the random encounters are both like, they're fun to do because there's at least a little bit of puzzle solving that you have to do for each type of enemy to optimize how you take them out, you know, minimize damage, or at least get your healing item out. Because that, I love how the healing items are reusable because they're cards, right? Like you just draw it from your deck and you're able to use the potion as many times as you want. Until if it's any kind of food stuff, it rots away because all of the cards have real-time states, which is so neat. But what I really like about what I've been playing so far in the first game is that not only is each random encounter like engaging to finish, but they're all a booster pack, right? Like every single random encounter, you're like rolling for the cards that you get off of that enemy, right? And like each enemy has like their common drop, and then they have like the really good rare drop. So like, you know, there's a chance of like a little dopamine hit of like, oh, I got a really good flaming sword off of this monster this time I fought it. That just makes it really, really engaging minute to minute. Although that can also be exhausting. Like if the minute to minute, if every single random encounter is super challenging, that can just completely wear you out.
Well, the other problem with especially the first game is the random encounters take a long time, each little one. And so like if you're trying to just go back and forth, or you make a mistake and have to go back and forth through an area twice or something, it can be a little hellish. But luckily you don't need to grind in the game, so that kind of makes up for it a bit. The Origins, I think, is a better game because they've kind of tightened up everything. The story is better, but it doesn't have the high highs of the first one. And Origins is a prequel, and so you kind of already know where things are heading. Like it never, but also I like that it never gets to the level of grandness of the second or the first game. Origins has a much smaller scope of its story. It still gets that political intrigue stuff going without feeling like, oh my God, do I need to take notes? Why does every JRPG have to be about saving the world and or killing God? Right? Like all that good stuff. And so I love the backgrounds. I love the art design. I love the characters. I love the writing, and the music is 10 out of 10. Bait & Kados Origins, underrated classic. Please play it on the Switch.
I also just want to add, it's got some of the nicest pre-rendered backgrounds I've ever seen in any video game ever.
Yeah, I mean, and they reuse a lot of them for the second one because they're too good to.
I mean, why would you not when they look that good? I would say on the same level as RE remake for the GameCube. Just insanely pretty.
Next up is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which I've talked about on the pod, so I'll be very brief, which is to say... Yes, so the thing is, Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 was on this list in this spot before, and it just basically got bumped off for the better... Wait, I dropped something off the list. Oh my God, I'm going to have to do 11. I'm so sorry. So I'm going to go to that next one, because it should be next on the list is Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. should be the real number 3. Everything should be bumped down the slot.
Everything should be down one list. So Blueprints is no longer in the 10.
Blueprints gone, dead. Forget it.
There goes the recency
No
bias.
more.
You should just take off one of the Zeldas.
No.
So,
Paper
Thousand Year
Mario,
Door.
I don't have to say too much about.
No.
Also, because it's just kind of like, it's got a very good reputation for a reason. Everyone knows about it. I like turn-based combat. I like little things. I like the aesthetic of Paper Mario, and I love exploring the world of Mario. Like, I don't care about Mario games, but Paper Mario games, well, at least the first 2, I care a lot about because they kind of say, what if we take this whole Mario thing seriously? What if there's just like a whole society of Goombas out there and like...
First 3, actually. The third Paper Mario is also very good.
Not as an Paper Mario game.
I mean, it's not an RPG, but it's still like story-wise and exploring the world-wise. Excellent. Did you ever finish it?
No.
There you go.
I don't need to. I put 20 hours in. That's enough time for a Paper Mario game. That's how much I put into Origami King. Or no, I put more into Origami King, which was fine. It just wasn't a Paper Mario game. Like, the first 2 games have just the lovely mix of turn-based combat with like little flares to make it so you can do better or worse based off of your timing. And they've got cute characters and it's good and fun.
Yeah, no, they're both like some of my favorite RPGs of all time. You know, like I'm just saying that if you want a little bit more of that Paper Mario goodness, you should give the Wii one, Super Paper Mario, another shot, because it's like actually like...
I just read fan fiction at that point, honestly. I'm not kidding.
No, it's actually really good. It's actually got like...
Number two.
Just very... I'd rank it 1,000 Year Door, Super Paper Mario. That's my ranking.
That is crazy. The original Paper Mario is so good.
It's a super tight game with a great story, but like Super Paper Mario has a lot of really high highs. The entire otaku chapter.
I just did not enjoy it. All right, number 2 on my list. Red Dead Redemption number 2. So
We've also talked about this one, I think.
I think so, yeah. So just very briefly, what if the perfect HBO show? Now, the fact that I'm describing it like that, maybe you could argue is not a good video game, but the fact is you are Arthur Morgan. You get to occupy that character for 80 hours. And it just feels like you are that main character in that HBO show. That's the tweet. Like,
that's it.
I love that prestige storytelling. I love that prestige running through the wilderness and killing all the special animals. I love the world, the vibes, the writing. And I feel like I want to go back to that every 10 years in a way that I don't want to go back to other video games, because that journey is such a perfect journey. I know Geoff and I have, Geoff, you've talked about how the like gameplay doesn't match the philosophy of the story.
In RDR2?
The lack of choice, the everything comes down.
I don't think I said that. You might be thinking of somebody else.
I might be thinking of somebody else.
Yeah.
You both have played this, yeah?
Yeah, I never finished it. But like it was one of my like, I need to have 80 hours to sink into this.
Yeah, I only made it like 15 or 18 hours into it, which is as far as I made it, which is barely scratching it. I realize, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like it definitely seems to me like the coolest Rockstar game in terms of the simulational aspect of like immersing you in that setting. I think the fact that you're putting it over Kingdom Come speaks volumes.
They're about the same level to me. The difference is just like the writing. Like Kingdom Come 2 is really, really good writing, but Kingdom Come 2 is a better sim.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I'd probably flip them but that's because I value like a really good simulation over a pretty good simulation with very good animations, which is what I would class RDR.
So the thing is, if like for me when I'm playing RDR, it's about the whole experience, not just the shooting. But like, again, these are like of my favorite genres to be playing immersive sim in. 1300s Bohemia and, you know, the dying days of the West are like the two perfect places for me to explore. So just, you know, perfect. Number 1, my favorite game of all time.
Number 1.
Majora's Mask.
Good pick. It is.
No complaint. No complaint whatsoever.
Best classic style or best Ocarina of Time style Zelda. No question.
It's better than Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time was the beta for Majora's Mask. So much that they used pretty much every single asset again, but in better ways.
Yeah. I mean, Majora's Mask was the let's make our money back in a year. But you know, let's try to milk these assets a little more. But then
restrictions breed creativity.
They do.
That's the thing, right? Like Majora's Mask is like a structurally perfect game. It's
for something that was thrown together in like 12 months.
But like the time loop system is so cool. It like really makes the most of the scripting hooks that they had in the original Ocarina of Time engine to like make the world feel alive instead of just feeling like there's some people dancing here in the town square and a dog running around in an endless circle and blah, blah, blah. Like it feels like all of the inhabitants have their own lives. And that's something that like Zelda kind of accomplished again in Wind Waker, but then just lost in Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword.
And that Skyward Sword has it a little bit.
But I mean, like Skyward Sword has you return to your hub area and things have changed, but it's not the same as that. Like this entire world is a intricate clockwork mechanism that you can insert yourself into anywhere you want and like change the trajectory.
You could go to any place and make a meaningful difference everywhere, or you could just fart around, turn into a Gordon, and do laps around the city for 3 days, and the game does not care.
Yeah.
Moon's gonna fall regardless.
Cafe is one of the greatest, I think the greatest side quest in the entire series.
Yep.
Yes.
Cafe and Anju's quest. Yeah.
So difficult the first time you do it, and you don't really know what you're doing or what's going on. And you get like all the way only to see the mask fall down the hole, and you're like, no. And now you got to do it all over again. Love it.
That's what's so cool about it. Like instead of creating a big world to explore, they create like a medium-sized world that is just big enough to feel huge, especially with the time mechanics. And they give you like that full...
And even just the story as well, because with that quest, anytime I beat the game now, I leave that quest for last because I do not like playing the Song of Time after completing that quest. Because I'm like, we're not redoing this. We're not resetting this. We're done. You guys are going to watch the moon fall in your little inn. That's cool. I'm going to go up to that moon and kick the shit out of a Skull Kid for a bit. You guys chill here. That's what I have to do every time.
Hey, that's the right way to do it, I think.
Yeah. I also do like how they basically said, hey, we made this game in Legend of Ocarina of Time. It's basically what if Zelda but 3D, right? Like the older Zeldas. And then Majora's Mask is, yeah, but would Zoras really live like that? Like, would Deku's really just like be in the Lost Woods? No, they'd have a little like fiefdom of their own. And like the extrapolations that goes through are all so interesting, and all these little worlds feel so lived in, and all these characters, even though again we see them for about as much time as we see the characters in Breath of the Wild, and similarly, you know, the three like principal characters are like dead, or like many of the principal characters are dead.
I mean, arguably some of the principal characters are dead in Majora's Mask as well.
No, that's my point. Yeah, so like it's very similar in that sense, but I feel like they really made the most of those little moments, and also talking to the other characters in those areas like reveals a little bit more, and even just some of the smaller interactions where
I also feel like just the presentation is different, because in Breath of the Wild you meet them, but you meet them in like a flashback because Link knew them before, and then you as an audience member are just finding this out. But in Majora's Mask, Link's never met any of them, so like how they interact with you Link, and then also you, the player, is identical, and there's not really a disconnect there. Where in Breath of the Wild, it's like, no, you're just remembering things that Link has already experienced, and it just feels more movie watching than like actually playing a game and interacting with characters.
Well, I mean, you do literally don their skin too, so that does help with that. And I will say, the Fierce Deities Link is, male power fantasies are dumb. Every one of them should just be, I want to be a Gaelic warrior like Fierce Deities Link.
Yeah. No, it's like the whole finale of that game is just great.
Did this come at a pivotal time in my life? Yes. Is this nostalgia tinted? Most certainly. Would I still fight someone to the death that this is the greatest game of all time? Absolutely. I have replayed it so many times, and there's just so much to it that is just objectively good and better than your favorite game. The end.
The end. Bottom text. We're all good. And so for our main quest today, as promised a number of weeks ago, I have thankfully and finally dragged my two co-hosts, hopefully somewhat willingly, into a very small but notable aspect of the Uma Musume franchise, as today we are talking about the 2024 theatrical film Uma Musume, Beginning of a New Era. And I picked this option for two main reasons. One, like many entries of any Uma Musume adaptation, it does not need any other adaptation to be watched first. You don't need to have seen seasons 1 through 3. You don't need to have seen Cinderella Grey. Bonus if you have, because I think the hardest part about trying to recommend this to somebody who hasn't seen any Uma Musume at all is just kind of getting them acclimatized to the universe in general. Just be like, oh, what's this thing? It's just girls with horse ears and tails, and they run real fast, and they're real good at it. And beyond that, assume it's a sports anime, and we're good. And that's all you need to know. And that's like the good introduction of it. So it's one of my favorite anime films of all time since I watched it very recently, which is one of the reasons why I tried to fast track it as a suggestion. And also because it's a movie, it's very easy to say, hey guys, I know you have an hour and like 40 minutes in there somewhere. You have an hour and 40 minutes. We can sit down. We can all watch this. And then we can talk about, hopefully, how great it is. That's my hope. That's my thought. What did you guys think? And I'm hoping that Miles cheated a bit. And in the break time, he said this is going to be contentious. So now I'm slightly worried. Slightly.
Tristan,
but I was like, no, you like... I am nervous. 'Cause this is the thing. I really like this film. I really do. So the last thing I want to do is bring out this thing that I adore and love. And both of you are like, whack it with a hammer. I'm just like, oh.
Pre-guilting the hell out of Miles for his opinions.
I love that. And that's actually kind of the reason I did it. I wanted to put you a little on edge. But also...
Don't. Okay.
So the reason I say that is, what's your favorite anime of all time, Tristan?
Because I know what I had there, which was Frieren.
What was episode 1 of the podcast? Yeah,
Frieren.
Where's Frieren on our overall list?
It's number 5.
Number 5.
Yeah.
It's behind a guest's number 1 anime.
Yes, it is. Which makes me worried when I come out being like, hey, here's my favorite thing, guys.
That's why I think it's contentious.
Because it's my favorite thing.
Because you have not... I mean, I guess I've not advocated hard enough for Royal Space Force, but like
you try.
Like, I try. But like I worry that this might be a Royal Space Force for you.
So what are your actual thoughts, Miles?
I feel very similar to a one Makoto Shinkai.
Uh-oh.
Makoto Shinkai said, and please apologize for the translation. I went to see it knowing nothing about it, and it was breathtaking. This is exactly how animation should look, with truly magnificent visuals. But the sudden live performance out of nowhere was a bit bewildering, but it felt like encountering a different culture, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, lol.
It's like a Bollywood movie. It's the last like 2 minutes of the film. They all jump on stage and sing a musical number. We don't talk about the winning live parts of Uma Musume anymore. We've moved past that.
Literally a DreamWorks movie ending.
A DreamWorks, Bollywood, that sort of thing.
Except it's not a popular pop song, so it's a little different.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's an original song, and I mean, I would say like it is a really good song, but then I mean they follow that up with Uma Pure, which is just an all-time classic within otaku culture now. But yeah, no, like that is the only thing that I don't like about the movie is the winning live. But I've never liked the winning live part in almost any adaptation except Cinderella Grey. The winning live in Cinderella Grey is
that's different. That's
chef's kiss. Absolutely brilliant.
Agree with that because I hate the winning lives. So
Yeah,
I've watched a season and a half of the original. I watched, I'm current on Cinderella Grey, ready for the new Cord start.
I gotta get current.
And I love all Uma Musume stuff. So this movie was great. It was undoubtedly the best Uma Musume media there is, and that's saying a lot because all of it is good.
Yeah, and it's like Cinderella Grey's what I've seen is like peak. So
yeah, so like I even because I rewatched it again, and again I can't remember where you said it. At some point you said that you don't rewatch movies. I rewatched this willingly in the last 24 hours before this call. If someone told me that, hey, by the way, they're actually going to put this in theaters, I would go and watch it again in a heartbeat.
Oh no, I do rewatch movies. I just don't tend to as much as I'd like. Like I don't have the time to as much as I'd like to.
No, but I normally agree with that because I haven't. Like this podcast has been like the most rewatching of films that I've ever done. If we didn't have this podcast, I would like to have probably on my own gone and rewatched the first Slam Dunk. Would I have though? Probably not. I'm happy that we were able to and I had an excuse to. Just like I am happy that I had the excuse to rewatch Beginning of a New Era, which I had to pause every time I say it because I will say the naming conventions of some of the things in Uma Musume are a little annoying because I keep in my mind mixing up Beginning of a New Era and Road to the Top, which is the OVA series. It's completely separate from everything else, sort of, but also prequel to this. Not really. It's TM Opera O's little slice of her story, and she has an extremely bit but noteworthy part in Beginning of a New Era. So it's like it sort of ties in, but like the only Uma Musume adaptations that actually need to fit together are the 3 seasons because they follow each other. But like Cinderella Grey, you don't need to see anything else. This, I would say, basically you didn't need to see anything else. Like Road to the Top, you could go and watch nothing else. It sort of helps because then you wonder, okay, well, why is TM Opera O such a big thing in this movie? This is the Agnes Tachyon movie. What are you doing? But yeah. Geoff.
Yeah. I mean, I liked it. I thought it was a good movie. Like
it certainly beat the crap out of the movie you watched immediately prior to it. I am aware.
Yeah. Although I might still have had more fun watching Who Are the Worlds with you guys. That was a blast. I'm glad we did that.
No, I am glad we did that too.
Yeah, like I think it was a good movie. I mean, the animation blew me away consistently. Like every single race.
Oh, even between races, dude. Like I was losing my mind at the character animation in just the small scenes.
Yeah, no, I mean, like that. From the first scene where Agnes Tachyon, where she feels up her legs and she, I mean, the intro scene too. But like when she feels up her legs and she turns,
and Jungle Pocket just goes, oh, that reminded me of Cleopatra.
No, it's Osomatsu animation, like 100%.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's what but like but that, I mean, it's like hearkening back to Showa era comedy anime, right? Yeah. It's like, there's so many just
little moments,
great
like
little
that.
Flourishes in all of the character animation, all of the background characters too. Like, I think that's where this is, Cygames has figured out the perfect approach to making media out of your gacha thing that so many anime adaptations get wrong, right? Like your average gacha adaptation, they'll be like, hello, audience insert character. Welcome to the school where all of your favorite gachas are. Here's gacha 1. here's gotcha 2. We have a handy nameplate so that you'll remember who they are. Here's 2 of the gotchas. They're arguing with each other because that's their thing. These 2 have sexual tension. That's their thing.
I like how you're describing the intro of season 3 of Uma Musume.
Is season 3 of Uma Musume that bad?
The start of it, because like it is following Kitasan Black in season 3, but when she first goes to the academy, anytime a character walks by, they have a nameplate over their head just to let you know who it is.
No, that's different from like the Ensemble Stars anime, where it's like literally just going room to room, meeting the characters. They say 2 or 3 things about themselves. We move to the.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, it doesn't do that. They just show up in the background all the time, and they all have nameplates.
But that's. I mean, what I really liked in this movie was there's like all of these different characters who have so much personality just hanging out in the background, and like. The movie doesn't have to explain who they are because anybody who's a fan already knows either from the gacha game or from one of the other adaptations. Mm-hmm. And the story is just able to focus in on like this small group of weirdos and their interpersonal beef. Yeah. And you know, like, and that's
their one-sided beef.
I mean, there are many layers of one-sided beef, right? Like everyone chasing somebody else, which is, you know, it's a very solid structure for a sports movie. I like that, like they have the big triumphant moment, and then it keeps going. You know, like I think that
you're talking about the Derby, right?
Yeah, the Derby and the post Derby.
The post Derby is even better than pre Derby. Honestly, I love that stuff.
Like it goes. It's a very efficient story because it like assumes you've seen a sports movie before. So it like just fills in the blanks. Like you don't even have to, it doesn't have to explain that like Nabe is a trainer who's well past his time because he's just in the little shack underneath the bridge, which is the default anime code for this guy doesn't have as much money as the big trainers.
But he's still well respected. As like when he showed up for Poke's debut race, they actually show the other trainers from the game, which is like a little cameo for them. They just show up there and you're like, oh, okay.
Honestly, I got annoyed by all those little cameos.
Did you?
There were too many characters in this movie that didn't get enough. Like all Poke's friends, like I don't remember any of their names. They're just kind of there. No, I do agree because it's like there are technically like 4 main Umas here. But we only spend a lot of time with Tachyon and with Pocket. We don't spend, like, I wanted them to spend more time on Cafe. I wanted them to get more into Cafe's crap. I know they legally can't, which is why she exists, but I wish that we did.
Wait, they legally can't?
Don't worry about
it.
Wait. Cafe's whole thing is only the way it is because of rights issues. So you know how she's chasing a shadow? That is because they legally don't have the rights to that character. And so, to the horse in question, so because of it, it's just kind of an alludement that it is some friend of hers. And it's like, does that Uma exist? You don't know. It's like Schrodinger's box until they're able to get the rights, if they're ever able to get the rights.
But like, we spend the first half of the movie with Poke being on being the underdog, and really like, you feel like she's got a lot of talent, but like, and she's extremely frustrated to not be the best. And like you said, one-sided rivalries galore. It's great to see that like progression of her moving up, and then you get that cathartic halfway point, and then you're like, wait, there's still half the movie, and then it feels even, like you said, it feels even better. I like the second half of the movie even more somehow. I don't know how that's possible. Like it just is like such good sports feels and like rivalry feels.
I think the reason why I like it is because I feel like other sports anime, but other sports movies as well, they would end at the Derby. But the fact that we keep going, and it's like, no, the Derby wasn't it. You proved you're the strongest, but you know, and so many people of the audience will ask the question, yeah, but what if Tachyon was here?
Yeah.
Like Jungle Pocket, great racer, very strong, but Agnes Tachyon, though. That's the thing.
If they'd spent 5 more minutes giving Cafe like a real like sub story, I feel like that would have been enough for me to feel like this is a little more full of a movie, because we've got these 2 main Umas who do get that fully fleshed out feature. that feel like really, like, honestly, some of the best realized characters in this entire franchise. And just
I
like
think,
really.
Yeah, I think the other problem with like Cafe and Flame as well, because Flame really barely gets any spotlight.
I was just going to say, like, Dansu Flame is like it's just in the middle of the race where she's suddenly like, I'm a rival too. You're like, oh, I guess she's a rival too. Like she's not.
Yeah, and I think it's more noticeable, the lacking story with those two, if for no other reason than we also have Fuji, who has a story beyond what is shown here in the film, but what is here in the film is kind of complete, is enough.
Yeah.
It tells you her story.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, there's a lot of very efficient storytelling at the start, right? You know, of setting up why Jungle Pocket wants to run and how she was inspired and you know that whole like montage of her getting to her first race, very efficiently told story. But yeah, like I agree that I think with Dansu Flame and Cafe, although to a lesser degree with Cafe, because at least they have Cafe sort of in the background of all of Agnes and Pake's like back and forth arguing, right? Yeah. Whereas like
we don't barely know anything about Datsu Flame. She's just kind of there a lot of the time.
She's in some of the races, and then you're like, oh, so she was feeling the same way that Poke was the whole time, and that like it's satisfying in a way, right?
It is, yeah.
You've seen what Poke's been through, and you can like map that to Dansu roughly, but also like it's like we just needed a fourth character. I don't know. It just you know.
Because they needed four characters up on the stage for the winning live at the end of the film. That's why we're doing this.
And that's kind of the thing, is this film feels so exacting and so thoughtfully curated in so many ways that it makes those small little, I mean, bumps. I wouldn't even call it small, but like the director claimed that like number one inspiration for this movie was Liz and the Bluebird. And I can see it and I can feel it. That's not what I would have expected, but like I get it, right? And you see that level of like, oh, you really understand how to write two young girls, and their dance, right? Like the thing is, the other two characters in this movie feel like Kumiko and Reina in Liz and the Bluebird. Like they're there for like fan service. They're not there to like actually like be real people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we've talked about two sports anime on this podcast before. We talked about Chihaya Furu, and we've talked about the first Slam Dunk.
Yes.
And this definitely belongs up there with those two in terms of like, this is one of the best sports media I've ever seen in my life. Mm-hmm. In terms of nothing has made me want to get up and running more. Right? I think that racing stories have a really similar appeal to boxing, where the core sport is so simple and straightforward. Like, I know there's points in boxing, there's techniques and like all this, but fundamentally, it's something that you can follow as a layperson much better than even like a football or a soccer or a hockey, right? Like the tactics and the techniques are much more subtle, and the main pull of it is way more straightforward. But like, because of the music, because of the animation, because of the directing, and oh my goodness, is this movie storyboarded brilliantly. Yes. Every single race is just like, I'm gasping for air at the end of it.
You remember when I told you guys like a couple of episodes ago to sell you on this thing? It was like, hey, did you know that they got the guys that did the running animation from Science Saru for Devilman Crybaby? They did, because they did.
You see that like every single race has like at least one moment where it's just like jaw-dropping, breathtaking, putting you exactly in the character's headspace and just like.
I also like that in this movie specifically, which is a major up over like seasons 1, 2, 3, the animation is not pretty. Like these are characters that are gacha characters. These are idols. But when they're racing, it's not necessarily pretty in the traditional sense that you would normally see, because, I mean, they're trying to run super fast and they got wind resistance and they got a lot of things going on. They're sweating buckets. It's just...
Not everybody can be Tom Cruise.
They're
Except Maya no
struggling.
Top Gun.
They are struggling. I actually, speaking of Tom Cruise, I saw someone on like my anime list or something compare this movie to it was on Letterboxd. Compare this to Top Gun Maverick for weebs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and like the most satisfying way to spend your 2 hours. Yeah.
I mean, that's a fair point to make if Bang Brave, Bang Braver didn't exist.
That's not a movie, though.
That's not a movie.
Until they do a recap film.
Which I hope they do. I want more Braver and merch so bad. Cygames, please continue using your infinite Uma money to save anime.
Yes. Use this film to make more infinite Uma money. My God.
Yeah, no, it's a good ass movie.
It is. It really is. So something that I did, which Miles noticed, it has changed since then. Something that I did immediately after watching this movie the first time is I opened up our spreadsheet from our old list and I put this at the top of my films list. It's not there anymore because I've settled on it a bit and I've had the time to think on it a bit. It's not there anymore. It is, where did I end up
above
dropping
Princess
it to?
Mononoke and Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, no,
wow.
it is. Yeah, it's still at number 5 though. It's above Mononoke. It's above Ghost in the Shell. It's a number 5 in my anime films list. But yeah, no, because like there's very rare of a time where I'm in the middle of watching an anime and I'm already telling myself I'm putting this it's already and I haven't even finished it. I haven't even finished it.
You knew 45 minutes in that this was an all-timer.
I knew 45 minutes in that it was going on the list somewhere. It was probably in and around either the summer camp or the race with Fuji that I was like, no, this is at the top of the list.
The race with Fuji, probably. Like the summer.
No, summer camp is good.
It is good. I'm saying the race with Fuji is like tears to your eyes, beautiful.
Yeah. And not just because Fuji busted out the double-sided tape.
Yeah. What an amazing outfit.
But no, and in the summer camp too, because I mean that's also where we got the cameo for Oguri Kappa, and because Uma Musume is almost like contractually not allowed to have any food scene without having Oguri Kappa in the background somewhere. They're not allowed. Every single one, doesn't matter what adaptation it is, she is there somewhere. She may not have a nameplate, but she's there.
I mean, that's just because if there is food being eaten anywhere in the Uma Musume universe,
she's the one doing it. Yes.
I will say, and this is something that I missed. Like, I don't want to compare this or think of this in the context of other Uma Musume media because it's not really. This is really, to me, a very separate thing.
It's a great self-contained story. Yeah, like if I was trying to get somebody into Uma Musume, this would be the first thing I'd show them.
I don't know if I would, though, because it's not getting them into Uma Musume, it's getting them into this movie. Because here's the thing, something that the game has and that the other TV shows have is a levity. This is 100% melodrama, balls to the wall the entire way through. And do I feel those rivalry feels? Yeah, do I feel that one thing that is always, I wish they were a little more upfront about this, racehorses only have about 3 years of competitiveness. So if you miss a race or you get injured, like, it is devastating in a way you can't really appreciate, like, fully.
Uma Musume sort of handles this because in a lot of ways, Agnes's story and Suzuka's story are very similar because both of them got injured. Yeah. The difference is that Agnes walked away from her injury, Suzuka did not. And that's kind of that is kind of the difference there. No, but like everything that happened to Agnes did happen to the real horse. She made it through her 4 races, but then at the end of it, they're like, she can't run anymore. So she stopped running, or he stopped running the actual horse. But
and then did he come back eventually?
No.
No.
Horses don't come back. That's the thing. You have 3 years. If you get injured, you're done for the whole career.
So
horses are strong, powerful.
Well, I was just asking because of the ending.
She comes back at the ending. Yeah, no. I mean, Suzuka got up again and went off to America, but
so if the movie was accurate to real life, it would be 3 horses dancing and a bottle of glue.
No, because Agnes Tachyon did go on to be a very well-known sire of like a couple of thousand horses.
That makes sense.
A couple of thousand horses can tie their lineage to Agnes Tachyon.
So 3 horses dancing in a bucket of cum.
How did we get here?
I mean, I think more accurately would be a horse getting stroked off by either a machine or an intern.
But just them all dancing. And
well, there's someone dancing there.
There's probably a video of this somewhere. Even though Uma Musume is
no
famously,
porn of Umas. Yeah,
don't
lewd
the
the
horses.
Umas.
Only
Umas.
Cygames is allowed to lewd the Umas. Only Cygames is allowed to lewd the Umas.
The fans are pretty respectful about this, surprisingly.
They are. Well, because they know what'll happen if they don't. That's the thing. Because
if you get the owners mad,
not only will they retract things, but then they're not going to get any new Umas. That's the thing. So, yeah, you got to be respectful for that. But also, then you know.
It also makes sense because, like, the Uma Musume fandom is a lot of, like, salarymen. You know?
Yeah.
No, but they want to lewd the Umas. They do want to. They just don't.
Super bad. Yeah.
Which makes it all the better, I guess.
So you, Miles, you brought a great quote from a Japanese viewer of this movie. There's one quote that is stuck in my mind about Uma Musume beginning of a new era. Since it came out around the time that Yazy and I moved to Japan. So we were looking at Japanese Twitter talking about this movie. And the overwhelming sentiment on Japanese Twitter was that it was the smelliest movie that any of these people had been to.
I wonder why. This is one of those, you only go to the first showing. You don't want to go to the second showing.
I dearly love this movie. I am really glad, Tristan, you're fighting for it on the list.
I'm fighting for it.
Geoff, where are you at on this movie?
Still digesting it, again. I waited too long to watch it again. But I think it's good. I'm just trying to think about list placement. We've had so many things in the Royal Space Force, Howl's Moving Castle, Strike Zone.
I mean, I'm pushing this way higher than that. At least from my perspective, at least my end, I want it a lot higher than that if I can pull it off.
I guess if we're talking about sports feels, I just can't imagine this going over the first slam dunk.
Yeah, that's kind of that's the thing, right? The first slam dunk is really good, really good, and does not have the issues with side characters that this movie has. Well,
I mean, they're there, but yeah, no, I kind of get it.
First slam dunk is just I think a tighter story.
It manages the 5 team members within Slam Dunk a lot better than Uma Musume manages the 4 main.
But it also manages the opposing team in a really interesting way.
Really only the ace of the opposing team, I would say, that we really got a feel for.
Yeah, but I feel like I got as much of a feel for that opposing ace as I did for Tachyon.
Which is, yeah. And the rest of that team, you kind of get them through the ace.
You can read between the lines.
Yeah, it's a very tough comparison, right? Because they're both really exceptional movies for different reasons. I think the last act of Beginning of a New Era is really, really strong and clever in that turning the typical arc of a sports drama on its head and giving you this additional story past the winning of the big tournament, where it's really more about personal accomplishments and being able to tell yourself, you
did a good job,
rival, and being able to get past the benchmark that you set for yourself, not the benchmark that society says you should pass, right? And that's, there's a lot of really interesting stuff in Uma Musume about the competitive mentality and this certain special something that drives people beyond their normal limits. That's all very interesting. Whereas First Slam Dunk, it's like, it's more focused on the characters and the character drama that it draws out in through the match is what makes that interesting. And it's not necessarily as clever or tight of a story where it's like, we've got the beginning of this arc, we've got the end of this arc. It's like, it feels like they've taken bits and pieces out of a manga, rearranged them to fit an arc of a movie which is impressive.
And also kind of what they did.
It is what they did, right? But it's like, it's hard to compare them just because like Uma Musume is like taking this formula and doing it really well and adding a clever twist to it. And then the First Slam Dunk just feels like a story about a bunch of real people going through stuff and like a moment in their lives that's very important, right?
Well, and the thing with this movie is that it's extremely philosophical in a way that doesn't feel pretentious. It doesn't feel like it's not talking down to you or talking even at you. It is really making you interrogate yourself about how you feel about these things. Mm-hmm. And again, this is why like watching this movie, I felt so inspired to like
go run
to just like I felt like a little bit of emptiness in my heart because I don't have that kind of rival, right? Like I was able to relate to that in a pretty meaningful way. I don't know. I found so much beauty in that. So like, yeah, it is really hard to compare them, to your point.
Yeah, it's just they're both very like basically perfect sports movies for different reasons.
Yeah. So like on our list in like the top 5, I would put it above Slam Dunk, but I am unsure if I would put it above Chihaya Furu, but also I finished Chihaya Furu, so I know where that goes, or more or less where it goes, at least as far as it currently is. But also like comparing this movie to like 3 whole seasons of Chihaya Furu is a tad unfair, but
so like to me, I'm like, I think below the First Slam Dunk overall is what feels best because I definitely wouldn't put it above Apocalypse Hotel.
I'd put it way above Apocalypse Hotel.
No, that's wrong. That is incorrect.
It is not incorrect whatsoever.
I mean, I think it's pretty close. Can we move Apocalypse Hotel down one?
I'd be down for that. I'm if anything, I want to move it up.
Put Apocalypse Hotel down 1 under Slam Dunk, and then put Uma Musume also just under Slam Dunk.
So here's the thing. It's not above Royal Space Force. It's definitely above Howl's Moving Castle. We can all agree about that?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a better movie than Howl's Moving Castle.
Okay, so that means we're top 15 territory. That's pretty good. Tristan, you should be a little happy. Geoff and I are definitely at the below the First Slam Dunk.
Okay.
I don't want it above Royal Space Force unless Royal Space Force also moves up.
But the Royal Space Force, its next bumper is Dungeon Meshi.
So.
Which is very difficult to convince either of us to move Royal Space Force over it. Although,
I mean, I would put Royal Space Force above Dungeon Meshi. I would put Royal Space Force above Takopi if Beginning of a New Era is above Apocalypse Hotel.
I'd do that.
I'd put it above Michiko and Hachi if Apocalypse Hotel stays right the fuck where it is.
We have not been this divisive about the list before.
How about this? All right.
I mean, Apocalypse Hotel, just to be clear, is my anime of the year. And the further out I get from it, the more convinced I am that it is a perfect anime.
And honestly, it is not my anime of the year. This isn't even my anime of the year because it's like kind of tied with Cinderella Grey. So
no, this is way better than Cinderella Grey.
I mean, I like Cinderella Grey. I'm trying to find time to rewatch Cinderella Grey now that I've seen the movie. But like it's hard for me to compare the two of them because I also just really love Oguri Kappa a lot. I think as a character, I like Oguri a lot more than Jungle Pocket, but also like Cinderella Grey doesn't have a tachyon. So it's hard for me to fully compare.
Like Oguri Cap is just such a great character though, right?
Yeah.
With that Like I love characters who are literally just too autistic to be bullied.
Well, no, so this is like the problem with Ogre Cap is that there's not that much depth to her as a character. Like I feel like we get more of Poke than we do out of Ogre Cap in 12 episodes.
Ogre Cap also has a much better supporting cast.
Yeah. No, she does. I mean, just straight up.
And the other advantage that Cinderella Grey has is there's a bit more levity. Like I really like OG Uma Musume. Like I'm a special week boy, and part of that is because it's so silly and earnest. And this
I love
is
it
earnest.
when they go and use the phone, the pay phone at the academy, where it's this big phone so it can reach the top of their ears. I love gags like that. It's just great.
I live for that, but like this movie doesn't have it's too melodramatic, but like also I live for melodrama, so it's not a problem. You know, we could do something fun. How about Tristan and I will fight to kick down Apocalypse Hotel unless we move this movie right below it, above First Slam Dunk, and we move Royal Space Force right below First Slam Dunk. So Royal Space Force moves up 3 spots. Apocalypse Hotel gets to stay where it is.
Stays where it is.
And this will be number 10.
Just above Slam Dunk.
I think that's acceptable.
We're moving around a lot.
I can accept
Royal
these
Space
terms.
Force is moving above Dungeon Meshi, Takopi, and Michiko. We're all aware of this?
Yes, we are aware of this. I'm not saying it's a painful trade, but I am willing to make it.
to get Uma Musume up above First Slam Dunk.
I mean, I really want it above Apocalypse Hotel, but I will accept that might be an insurmountable barrier at this time.
I'm really about Apocalypse Hotel, and I only become...
And I'm really into Uma Musume.
And the further we get away from Apocalypse Hotel, the more I'm like, does that need to be as high as it is?
Touch it again then, and then you'll be like, oh yeah, this is perfect.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like I think during the episode, Takopi was above it for me. Whichever one we did after that, and I still feel that way. And so watching all these things go right in between the two is very weird for me because they're like very close to me. But
no, I think we recorded Apoc Hotel before we did Takopi.
I think, did we?
Yes, we did. No, because immediately after we recorded Takopi, that's when we did Cobra. Because we did Cobra and Takopi somewhat back to back.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
I'm so impressed with how high up Odd Taxi is.
I'm happy where Odd Taxi is. It's really good where it is.
Yeah.
The thing is, I have it again at the same level as like Apocalypse Hotel and Takopi. So like, if you told me you wanted to switch Apocalypse Hotel and Odd Taxi, I wouldn't care.
I'd care.
But you guys are okay with, so we've got right now, number 9 is Apocalypse Hotel, 10 is Beginning of a New Era, 11 is The First Slam Dunk, 12 is Royal Space Force.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wings of Amianes.
Yeah.
Wow. Above Dungeon Meshi. Look at that.
Well, I mean, Dungeon Meshi does get another breath of life. When the next season comes in.
Meshi will get its second shot, at which point it might
go above.
All the way at the top of the list.
Question, is there anything else we need to swap around here while we're at it?
I hope not, because I keep messing things up. There's been at least, I think, 2 or 3 times where the actual graphic, apologies people who watch the video, at least 2 or 3 times where the graphic has been slightly wrong because we keep changing things sometimes and it doesn't always get accurately reflected from at the time that we recorded the list. Because we edit the actual document every time we record and I have to go back and try and figure out, wait, which edit was...
an episode out of order, like Dawn to Dawn, that
that kind of messes with things just a tad. Just a itsy bitsy tiny bit. But yeah, I think we are okay. I think we didn't forget anything because like for 3 or 4 weeks, we didn't even have Dress Up Darling on the list, even though it should have been. We forgot to add it after the Toronto arc. But we fixed that.
And we that's another one we have to...
that and Panty and Stocking. We'll get another release on Life as well.
Yeah, I mean, season 2 of Dress Up Darling was so good. And Panty and Stocking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, what a great year for anime.
It's
Panty
been...
and Stocking.
And Apocalypse Hotel is still the best thing.
No, it's not even close.
Orb.
It's absolutely...
It's Orb.
Apocalypse Hotel has 12 perfect episodes.
Orb has twice that many, and they're even more perfect.
They're not all perfect. They're close to perfect.
Name one that's not perfect.
I would say neither of them are perfection, but Orb is far closer.
Nah. Y'all just don't get it. Apocalypse Hotel is transcendentally brilliant.
Do you know how hard it is for an anime I watch to become a top 20 like TV show for me? Do you know how many TV anime I've watched? I know Apocalypse Hotel is good. It immediately made my short list of all time. Let's be for real right now, though, Geoff.
I am being for real. It's godly.
We just put Uma Musume next.
And well-deservedly.
That was a good movie. It's a really good movie.
Cygames is just on a tear.
Cygames. Bottom text.
Yeah, Cygames bottom text. You know, when we get to Bang Brave, Bang Braver, and it'll also be right in that same strike zone. Probably. But like...
No?
Maybe not, yeah. I mean, I like Bang Brave, Bang Braver.
Far more than the two of us, I'm pretty sure.
Well, no, I love the first 4 episodes, and then do you know what? I would love the next 8. I just, like...
It feels like it should be longer.
There are so many things with that show that I say, if only, if only, if only. And that's not really like at the Takopi or Apocalypse Hotel or Uma Musume level. Like, it's good. It might make the list. I wouldn't be surprised if Bravern makes the list.
I mean, I would want to at least just like... I just want as many people as possible to watch Bang Brave, Bang Bravern, because even if it doesn't make the list, it is some of the most fun you will ever have watching an anime.
And the fact that you could tolerate it not being on the list is proof it doesn't belong on the list.
Might be, yeah. Whereas the fact that I cannot tolerate Apocalypse Hotel
moving down a slot
is proof that it belongs exactly where it is. And I think when y'all really reflect on the perfect mix of emotions in the funeral episode.
When you watch The Eccentric Family, you're going to knock down your rating of Apocalypse Hotel.
I agree.
Just because you like Tanukis that much now.
The Tanukis, they're better in Eccentric Family.
They hit
they're
on
better.
Similar enough themes that I think you're going to be surprised.
Yeah. They're very similar, but in a good way. In a very good way.
We should do Eccentric Family pretty soon.
We should do it soon, yeah. I'm just, like, for me, part of what makes Apocalypse Hotel so good is the fact that, like, literally every episode is a uniquely brilliant 23 minutes.
Yeah, I've also watched Eccentric Family, yeah.
Okay, fine. We'll see.
Well, Tristan, before we wrap up for today, you satisfied? Is this everything you hoped and dreamed it would be for Uma Musume?
No, I wish it was number 1, but
it's not even your number 1.
I know. Huh? But that was the thing. It was like, I didn't, because like my actual number 1 is sitting here at number 5. So it's very hard for me to be like, well, where do I go? And I'm like, well, if I aim it for number 1, maybe it'll end up in the top 10. And that is technically what happened, but just barely. So I guess I can
it basically landed where you wanted it to based on your own favorites, right?
I mean, I would put it above both Jellyfish and Princess Mononoke. So
would you put it above Odd Taxi?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm okay with moving Odd Taxi down, but like
I think we should leave Odd Taxi where it is for now. I'm good with leaving it where it is for now.
In its neighborhood, it's fine. And that's one of the other things is like we've got our neighborhoods are starting to get like pretty
solidified.
There's like tiers going on here. And so like
yeah, I mean, I kind of look at them less of tiers and more of like boss battles. Of like, here's the end of like this tier. This is the end of this level. You need to beat this. You need to be better than Dungeon Meshi to go farther than this. That's kind of like how I've imagined the majority of this list. Also because I feel like anytime we talk about this list, we bring up, is it actually above Dungeon Meshi? Because it's like one of those tiered levels. It is really,
the final boss of the second floor or whatever.
We're going to have a lot of floors. The floor number keeps increasing. But yeah.
Oh, as of this episode, we've been doing this for half a year then, huh? Half a year.
It might not be by the time it releases. We'll see.
That's a pretty good list, honestly.
It is.
I'd recommend all these anime.
I would.
Yeah. I
Oh, and I didn't even make the joke about the dancing scene being worse than the bank scene in Pompo.
God damn it!
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Next time on Quest for the Best, Milky Subway and Voices of a Distant Star.